Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Base, coming to you from yet another airport. This one is the Austrian airport, which I find very nice, and it's great. Everything in Austria is great. Again, giant contrast with no people compared to a million people in a small area like in India. Wanted to find a cool little location. It was a lot more secluded 15 minutes ago. Now there seems to be a lot of noise around me, but it should be fine. So hope the audio is good. Hope the video is good. Working with one monitor here, so it'll be impossible for me to look at charts and get distracted by your live chat at the same time. So I'm going to give it a second, and we will get moving on this. S&P's tanking. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the S&P. All right, this is getting annoying. Hold on. This is why they have magnets. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go to screen share. What am I screen sharing here? Hold on. All right. So much harder with one monitor. We begin as always with, where do I stick this thing? We begin as always with understanding Bitcoin. Here's the conference. We should have another line of avatar speakers very, very shortly. And I'm not speaking, by the way. So myself and Giacomo and Leah, we're moderators. We'll, separate and make it clearer in the days and weeks to come. Leading up to the conference once we get a real agenda out. So all of that is in the works. Now the carnivory dinner should be open for registration, probably in the next 24 hours. The prices will rise quickly. Seats are very limited because it is also a speaker's dinner. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's coming. Go to the homepage. Please go to my calendar to see where I'm traveling to next. I'm really looking forward to Egypt. I don't know if I have any fans in Egypt, but I will be in Egypt. But before Egypt, I will be spending about 10 days in Hong Kong. This is where I'm flying to right now. Conference has already started. I think I'm speaking on the 7th, and I will land on the 6th. I have a connector in Helsinki. So this is going to be a long, long journey. All right, upcoming workshops. And here we go. Hong Kong, Zurich, Cairo, Malta, Mexico City, New York, and Amsterdam, and we'll list 2 more soon. And if you guys want to support, go to the affiliates page, including the Amazon links, and also check out the store for some merchandise. We're going to restructure this as well in the near future. We'll have a lot of cool shit to sell. Okay, Bitcoin. Monthly look is giving you a bearish chart. So monthly is on an 8 candle. Someone asked me, I think on Twitter, what do we need to get a 9 candle? Well, to get a 9 candle, we need a close lower than the close of the 5 candle, which is, the close of the 5 candle was 37.25. So a current close on Bitcoin next month, which is the month of April. So if at the end of April we are at current price, we will get a 9 candle. However, it will not be a perfected 9. We would need the price of Bitcoin to fall lower than 33.54 in order to get a perfected 9. Okay, so it needs to be lower than 6 and 7. I mean, the rules are basic, right? Like the rules of TD are very Googleable. Maybe I'll spend a little bit of time on the airplane thinking about this, but I won't have internet, so I won't be able to actually adjust it. So that's unfortunate. The weekly chart of Bitcoin is looking pretty damn weak because the current weekly close of Bitcoin is currently lower than the body of last candle for the week. This is not good. However, like I said, I do foresee Bitcoin to squeeze between the moving averages, potentially creating this unreasonably long symmetric triangle. We had a how long did this triangle take to form? From January until November. This was an 11-month triangle. I can foresee a 6-month symmetric triangle between the 4270 top and the 3150 bottom. I can see this going into a symmetric triangle ending sometime in June or July with a breakdown then after. That is very, very possible. The higher probability is, of course, a breakdown. The daily chart gave you a short trade on a red 2 going below a red 1. That's the blue line, though it really should be a red line. Not sure why it's blue. And we can make it a deeper red. And the daily chart is still in a bearish trade. Now, that is contradictory to the weekly chart, which is technically in a bullish trade off of the 200-week moving average bounce. The 12-hour chart is also in a bearish trade. The 5 candle is rising, and you can see we are being supported by one of the moving averages. I believe that is the, which moving average is that? That's the slowest moving average, which makes it the 200-day moving average. So the 200-day moving average is supporting the price of Bitcoin nicely. Sorry, the 200-period moving average on a 12-hour chart is supporting the price of Bitcoin nicely. And therefore, if it breaks, there should be a huge gap. Like if we break this moving average at 36.85, it should be a swift and quick move down to 35.50. However, unless there is, let's say, a 9 candle right here, and then I can see a 1 to 4 candle correction into the death cross and then continuation of the downside. Like, trading isn't always simple. You want to line up as many things in your favor as you can before entering any trades. 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart hit a 9. Not a beautiful 9. I mean, I like my 9s on candles that look like this 7. I don't mind them on these gravestone doji candles, but this candle would have had to signify a low. So this candle would have needed to take place near the moving average, and then I would have jumped all over it. This is a weird situation. I would not have shorted off of this 9 either, because I never trade the candle following the 9, almost never, unless it's to the upside in this case. So, but it's a red 1, so it's a candle to the downside. I would wait for the red 2 to go below the red 1, go below the swing lows, which didn't happen. We are in this 1 to 4 candle correction on a 4-hour chart. Let the moving averages catch up, and then we'll probably reverse to the downside. Probably. Nothing is ever certain. The 1-hour chart is not showing us anything, but it is in a bearish posture. Sorry, it is in a bullish posture. We have a green 2 going above a green 1, and then a green 3, a green 4, and we're now above the swing high. We're now above the high at the 17-hour mark from the 4th of March. I am on UTC time, so keep that in mind. And it is in a bullish posture. How bullish can this get? Well, it could get all the way back to the level of the breakdown as significant resistance. I find that to be unlikely. Give it, 4 to 5 more hours, and we should top. The leverage continues to decelerate. However, the ratio favors the bears, but the big drop in leveraged bulls favors the bears. So kind of neutral, leaning bearish a little bit on the ratio. GBTC, I guess it started trading. Yesterday was Monday. It's not looking great. I would love for this premium to catch up, but Bitcoin is boring right now. Let's look at gold. Gold's a lot more interesting. So gold is in this bearish posture. It's being supported by this trend line. Oh boy, if this trend line breaks and then it goes below these moving averages, gold is in serious trouble. I still think gold needs to go to not below 900. Anywhere below 900, I think gold is a pretty good buy and opportunity. Oil, just gonna close this chart. Not really much to say. Check out the last video. Let me glance at the live chat, see if there's any audio, video complaints. Wait, what's going on with the video? Is it not working? I have good internet. What's the problem? It's fine. Okay. People are complaining about the video. I think it's YouTube. I mean, I haven't seen any disruption on my side. I have pretty good bandwidth here. YouTube's having issues. Okay. Yeah, guys, if a company like YouTube has all these issues and they have unlimited money and unlimited resources from Google, think about all of your decentralized streaming services. They're going to suck so bad. This is why I don't use them. So the S&P was looking very good yesterday at one point. It pulled back, but look, it rebounded the rest of the afternoon. I want to take a look at the 10-minute chart. I used to trade the 10-minute chart on the S&P futures. So let's take a look and see how the day was yesterday. Oh boy. So that was the 9:30 a.m. candle on the S&P. And again, this is why I love the sequential system. This was, and the resistance line held too. And you can see the setup trend line was broken fairly quickly right here. So this was at 10 a.m. The market opened really strong at 9:30 in the morning, tops on a 9, starts going down fairly quickly, hits a 9. This is a tricky reversal. I probably would have, I mean, I would have been leaning short, but after the S&P falls, how much did it fall? We fell from 28.18 down to, what was the low at the 9? 28.75. So after the S&P falls 35 points in one day, it's too late to short it, right? If you didn't short it right here on a green 2 below a green 1 or a green 3 below a green 2, if you didn't short the S&P as a day trade, it's too late to short. You can look for buying opportunities. However, I don't see anything here at the lows that would have told me that the S&P is ready to bottom on a 10-minute chart. I don't see a reversal candle. I don't see a 9. I don't see a 13. So I would not have had the opportunity to buy it. I mean, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. Would I have shorted up here? The answer is maybe. Would I have bought up here? The answer is no, because I don't see anything here telling me that the market is ready to rebound. However, the market rebounded did. And over here, you have a green 2 going above a green 1. For the aggressive traders of the TD sequential, even on a 10-minute frame, that is a buying opportunity. If you took this buying opportunity, and I'm not saying I would have, I'm just saying if you did, you have a nice clean exit right here on a 9 and the following candle of a 9, which is a reversal candle, with the following candle being pretty scary. If anything, I would have shorted this candle here and taken the stop loss over here and maybe flipped it to a long, because now I know for a fact that this 9 was a 1 to 4 candle correction. And then we go into the countdown phase of the sequential system. And the countdown phase made it to an aggressive 13. It then gave you a 9 buy, which canceled the rest of the countdown phase. But it gives you another 9 buying opportunity. You can try to buy in it again right here. And I'd probably get scared on this reversal candle. But now it's way past trading hours, so I'm not even trading at this point anyway, and I'm going to bed. Right now, it looks bullish. As you can see, this is like a bit of a head and shoulders here. We can expand it a little bit so it's clearer, right? You know, you had a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder with this setup trend line pretty much being your neckline. You now broke the neckline. You can look at the bottom here, 27.85. You can look at this line, 27.92. That is about a 17-point upswing. So you are looking for 17 points to the upside from 27.92. And you are currently at only, sorry, I can't do my math. That's not 17 points. That's 7 points. From 85 to 92 is 7 points. And here from 92, and we made it up to 95. So we already made it only 3 points. Yeah, because I zoomed in pretty heavily. And I mean, this looks pretty bullish. This looks like a shakeout. It looks like the removal of the weak hands. I don't see anything scary here in the S&P 500. And now the weekly chart, remember guys, the weekly chart is toppy. It is toppy. The weekly chart is topping. You had a reversal candle. You are currently on an 8 weekly, coming up on a 9 weekly. So the weekly is toppy, so you got to be careful. A pullback to the vicinity of 2730 is very reasonable. Okay, I would love to see that 9 unless we pull back hard. Remember, at the bottom of yesterday's day, at the lows, the count would have been reset to a red 1, but we rallied at the end, and the week remains on an 8. I would love to see a 9 because I like, you know, the sequential system, but I mean, it's not, you know, it's not always right, and it does change in real time, so you have to be very cautious and aware. Now, this, while this looked totally scary on a 10-minute chart, it doesn't look that scary anymore. This was a pretty good rebound, and we're now trading at brand new swing highs. So right now, going into market open, I am bullish. Let's see what happens. Let's see if there's any economic news. I have no idea. Let's go back to the daily chart. And reset this. So the daily chart of the S&P, again, I'm not surprised that we're struggling to break this pink channel. This pink channel has been, you know, I've talked about this pink channel for a long time. We're still in this pink channel, and I'm not surprised we're struggling to break out of it. In fact, I would love to see a pullback, even a pullback as far down as 2600, because it will create an enormous head and shoulders, even though I'm not a big fan of the head and shoulders pattern. That's what it will be, or a giant cup and handle. Ideally, I'd want to see a cup and handle. I'd love to see a pullback to the 2700 area, 2720, 2730, then come back to the 2800 area, and then a monster breakout from the 2320 all the way up to 2820. So that is a $500 move. So if we do this cup and handle, come back down to 27, come back to 28, you are looking at a breakout of 500 points on the S&P, taking you all the way to 3,300. In case you're not sure where 3,300 is, it's up freaking here. Okay. Now let me zoom out just for your reference. You know, a 500 point move. Yep, 23 to 28. That's 500 points, right? So if I zoom out deep enough, a 500 point from here will take you all the way to here. Okay. And I don't expect that to happen this year, but by, who the hell knows? Maybe it could. I am not bearish the S&P 500. I am not anticipating a crash. Please listen to our economic view. I can change my mind tomorrow. I can call for a giant crash in the S&P 500 if the technicals tell me to be worried about a crash. That's pretty much it. Once again, please check out Understanding Bitcoin, or check out the store on tonebase.com. But Understanding Bitcoin Conference, please check it out. Come join us in Malta. 10 tickets left at the 0.1 price of Bitcoin. Carnivory dinner going up, Carnivory/speaker dinner going on sale soon. And we'll see what we do with ticket prices once we sell 10 more tickets. All right, guys, my battery's dying too. I don't have a charger where I'm sitting. Let me look at your live chat. Let me let me stop screen share. And let me go to your live chat, see what's going on here. I haven't been looking at the live chat, so if you were asking questions, I didn't see them. Will silver pump? No, probably not. It'll crash with gold. Nifty was neutral. Now it's pumping. Nifty. I can take a look at Nifty. I mean, maybe we should redefine the definition of pumping, right? Like the S&P, like it fell, but like by the end of the day, it didn't really crash. Let me open watch list indices. Let me check out Nifty. My battery has very little life left. Oh, and I do need to go to my boarding eventually, so keep an eye on the time here. I'm not that close to my gate, so I'm not going to hear it announced. I'm at 40% battery, so, and I'm draining it quick because I have so much shit running. Let me see here. Indices, watch list. Do I have Nifty? Yes, I do. Let's go take a look. Yeah, this is not my definition of pumping, right? It's just not. It's still a red 2 on the indicator. I'd wait. I would wait on the Nifty. It looks bullish to me, but I would wait for the green price flip and then a green 2 going above a green 1. So basically, let me do this. Make this bigger. Make this bigger. Take this. You see this right here, a green 2 going above a green 1? That's actually a buying opportunity on the Nifty. Make this green, right? So there was a buying opportunity on the Nifty right there. Now this trade is currently in the red, right? The question is, where was your stop loss? My stop loss, my initial stop loss, if I had entered that trade, my initial stop loss, the most conservative stop loss I would have made would have been here, okay? That would have been my most conservative stop loss. If we look at the low of this candle, it was 10.58365. I would have said it's slightly a smidge lower than that. That's how I usually did it. So what was the low? 10.58365. What was the low here? 10.58565, and this is 8583.8585. So even if you set it exactly to the low of this candle, you still did not get stopped out, right? Because if you zoom in, there's a $2 difference, 2-point difference, right? Because if I don't have the magnet up, right? So if I actually, put it right at the low, touching that, there's still space right there, right? So that would have been my most conservative stop loss, okay? Another stop loss you could have made, and this should be blue. Another stop loss you could have made was the prior swing low, the prior candle low, or if you really want to give your trade some running room, that could have been your stop loss, right? So that's the initial stop loss. Now, do you have to stay with that stop loss? Absolutely not, right? Would I have panicked a little bit on a red 1 and then a red 2 trading below the red 1? Very possible. So it's very possible that I would have entered the Nifty trade long here and got stopped out and taken my losses right here, in which case I am waiting for another buying opportunity. If I played it safe and I left my original stop loss in place, and you just have to be consistent. I'm not going to tell you what trader you should be. You need to figure that out on your own. If you left your original stop loss and you're still in this trade that is down a couple of points, I would double down that trade if it crosses this line again, because now there's a higher probability that it will continue to break out. So I am leaning bullish, but I don't have a trade that I can take yet. That makes sense? Hope so. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's go back to stopping screen share and glance at your questions. Please explain the BAT token. The BAT token is the same as the Ripple token. It is outright security fraud and a security scam with absolutely no usability and no use cases whatsoever. It is a way for the Brave browser to print money so that they can hire developers and build a search engine. If the regulators don't come down hard, eventually the BAT token will be totally useless and it will have no value unless they are allowed to convert the BAT token into an actual registered security, in which case it will be bullshit for the people that decided to be honest and not the scammers of the Brave browser to actually run a real company by getting real investment. That explains the BAT token. Binance token is identical to my explanation of the BAT token and Ripple token and all the other scam tokens like Token Pay, and just keep naming them. Guys, I can't tell you how to buy Bitcoin. I can only tell you how I bought my original Bitcoin, and I've never used an exchange and I've never KYC'd myself. So find people that have Bitcoin and buy it from them. I'm not going to look at something I never heard of if it sounds like a shitcoin. Ravencoin is very different. Ravencoin is not a security scam like the BAT token or the Binance token or the Ripple token. However, please Google Ravencoin Bitcoin lore review, where we explain that even though the Raven token is not a security scam, the way it was promoted could be considered selling security contracts. Thank you, Francesco or Francesco. I'm doing good. I haven't had much time to relax lately, and the upcoming conference is stressing me out a little bit because it's coming up so short and I have so much work to do for it. I'm going to take a break this summer. I'm going to take the middle of July into early September away from traveling. There will be one event I may attend in August in the US, and I'll take that break from traveling and I'll try to relax a little bit. And then I'll be back on the road early September all the way through the holiday season like I usually do. And I will continue to be on the road here till April. I'll swing by the US for a couple of days, and then I will be off to Mexico. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Staying healthy, that's the important part. And I'm staying healthy because I got my diet in check. Other than eating a lifetime worth of bread while in India that I'm currently detoxing. My last Airbnb had a steam room in the shower, which is awesome. Cranked that puppy up to 47 Celsius. Tried to get it to 50, but couldn't do it. Cardano is everything I ever said about Ethereum or EOS applies to Cardano. I mean, no one's going to use it. It's totally useless. What's my opinion on Leah's bet? I don't like Leah's bet. You should just check Twitter. I've also checked out Twitter. I don't like. I think it's. I don't like the bet because everybody will take the bet because it's not whether it's just the odds are bad. Like the payout odds are bad. She needed to flip the payout odds to be denominated in USD. It's what I did with Doug Polk. You want to flip the odds in your favor on payouts. Why are the gold bugs the bad guys when Greenspan and Goldman are the biggest criminals on the planet and they just want some justice for them? It's not that the gold bugs are bad. It's just that the gold bugs give very bad financial advice. And they don't admit they're wrong ever. Do I like any altcoins? No, I don't. I think there are some ICOs that have been honestly created with a legitimate use case. Now, I don't want to name them because they're not speculative plays. They're just honestly created useful tokens like airline miles, right? Like airline miles or Amazon points are useful, honest tokens. it doesn't mean that you have to go out and speculate on airline miles and Amazon points. And if you go out and speculate on airline miles and Amazon points for the purpose of speculation, you're probably going to realize that it was a stupid idea. So there are a couple of ERC20. I don't even want to call them ICOs, right? I want to call them. There are a couple of ERC20 tokens that are legitimate, but there's absolutely no reason for you to own them unless you're actually like using their utility. And since 99.9999999% of all of these ERC20 tokens have fake utility and no one is actually using them for their utility, they're only used to speculate and sell at a pump to the next fool, I don't really want to recommend the 2 to 3 legitimate ERC20 use cases I have seen. Tone, would you invest in an honest SEC-approved STO? Well, if I considered, sure, I would if I considered the company to be, I wouldn't invest in it for the sole purpose of it being an STO, right? See, the problem that people have in the crypto space is that people invest in ICOs and STOs and God knows what else, for the sole purpose of it being built on an unstable Ethereum, right? Like here's the thing, right? I think investing in an STO or an ICO for the purpose of investing in something new is stupid. You're also investing on something that is technologically unstable because it's going to be built on either Cardano or EOS or Ethereum, all of which are flawed platforms, right? So what you're asking me is, your actual question, you didn't phrase your question correctly. You phrased your question, would I invest in an honest SEC-approved STO? Your question should be, would I invest in a stock, in a security that I saw value into the future? And the answer is, of course I would, right? If it was an Amazon or a Google, but I don't have the ability to predict the future. This is why I'm not an investor in stocks. I'm only an investor in Bitcoin, right? I don't invest in stocks. I trade stocks. So I would not actually invest because I didn't know Google was going to win over Yahoo. I had no idea, right? So I didn't invest in Google for the long term because I didn't know who was going to win, Google or Yahoo. Did I trade Google? Yes, I've traded Google many times. I've traded Yahoo many times. I've traded Google way more than I've traded Google short. I've traded Google long. Most of the time I've traded Google was with option spreads. I don't really trade Yahoo with option spreads because it's not as volatile as Google. So you're asking the wrong question. An SEC-approved STO is just an IPO built on an unstable platform like Ethereum. Now, if we're talking 5 to 10 years from now, when STOs are being built on top of Bitcoin in a more secure fashion, then we can discuss it, right? But no, I wouldn't invest in an STO for the purposes of it being an STO. That's silly. I don't have any opinion on Tether creating another Tether on a more insecure platform, Tron, versus their current insecure platform of Omni. So you're still holding Bitcoin and looking to add more at 1,300? Yes. The problem is I'm a broke bum, so I don't actually have any cash to buy more Bitcoin at 1,300 unless I A, sell my car, which will probably buy me 1 Bitcoin at 1,300, or B, sell my apartment, which will buy me a lot more Bitcoin at 1,300. I bought that apartment in 2008. I know, perfect timing. But I can sell it for more money than I bought it for, even in 2008 now. So I can sell my apartment, but then I'll literally be a broke bum without even a home, and to buy more Bitcoin. What I do plan on doing is I plan to do some very highly in-demand webinars. I am flirting with the idea of doing a webinar on options trading because everyone's been asking. And that webinar if Bitcoin falls to the vicinity of $1,000, I would charge 1 Bitcoin for this 2-day, like minimum 10-hour introduction to options webinar, and that is how I intend to accumulate my Bitcoin. Do you believe in double bottoms? No, I don't. Fintech is looking at XRP and Stellar. If they're stupid, yes, they are. SPX, almost. I can double check with you. The Telegram ICO. The Telegram ICO is another useless token. Telegram does not need an ICO. If Telegram, I mean, it's security. Telegram is a security. It's a security built on a insecure platform. What do you want me to say? I love Telegram. I love the app, but would I invest in their ICO? Of course not. Do you have an opinion on companies not needing to be profitable before they do their IPO? Now and all the new tech company businesses models, no, I don't mind. I have no problem a non-profitable company going IPO, as long as it's a company, as long as it has demand. Like Twitter is not I don't know. Twitter could be losing money every year, right? Like it's possible that Twitter is not profitable ever. It's possible Twitter has never been profitable, but it's a legitimate company. We all use it, right? So I have no problem with Twitter having an IPO. Amazon went public before they had profit. You know, there's a difference between profit and revenue. Your company has to have revenue, right? Like none of these ICOs, STOs have revenue. They don't have clients. They don't have users. They don't have anything. They have sock puppets pretending to use their platform, right? So I have zero problem with a legitimate company going IPO if they don't have profit, as long as they have revenue, as long as they have expenses, as long as they have employees, as long as they have a regulatory structure. What are my thoughts on arbitrage opportunities on BitMax versus Deribit versus traditional market picking? See, the problem with arbitrage of BitMax versus Deribit is that you don't know if one magic day, one of those or both of those exchanges are just going to disappear, right? Because they're both dealing in an unregulated space. So you can arbitrage all you want, but keep in mind, you know, all your money can vanish if, let's say, the government decides to come down on BitMax. Do mining companies hold Bitcoin long term? I have no idea. I wouldn't know. Have you heard of the Blue Wallet app? Yes, I've used it for Lightning payments. I've used it, but it's not like you're not, I don't think you're in control of your own like funds, or maybe you are. Let me not demonize the Blue Wallet. I have used the Blue Wallet for Lightning and the payment worked. I've also used Eclair Wallet for Lightning and the payment worked, but I'm not an expert in Lightning, hence my efforts to help create Understanding Bitcoin conference where we can teach people how to use Lightning. And one of those people is going to be me. Yeah, don't forget the time. Good point. I got about 5 minutes. Should an average person learn trading? Look, I think an average person should learn as many skills as they can, because you never know when those skills are going to be useful. So should an average person learn any skill? My answer is yes. You know, if you want to avoid Alzheimer's when you're older, the best thing you can do for your brain is to learn more and more skills. The question you probably want to ask, Mr. George, is should an average person be trading? And the answer to that is absolutely not. I got a tip. Thank you from India. Binance token chart surprised you last time. What about now? I don't feel like looking at a Binance. I have like 2 minutes. I don't want to spend it looking at Binance. I know. Thank you for your 40 rupee tip. I feel really bad. We will take a look at the Binance chart eventually. Use the sequential system. Check out Zizo's tweet. Zezo. Zizo, are you live? Are you watching? Are you in the chat? At Zizo. Zizo will be a volunteer at Malta. Zizo was a volunteer at Unconfiscatable. Zizo sent an awesome chart about the Binance token in his Twitter feed. So please check out. Hey Zizo, what's your Twitter handle? Put it in the chat and check that out. Zizo's analysis of the Binance token was pretty good. Zizo has also attended my workshops. Do I still think all altcoins need to go away? It's not that I think they need, well, I kind of think that need to go away. It's just that I think that they will go away. There's a difference between what I want and what I expect, right? Like I want Bitcoin to be $1 million tomorrow. I don't expect it to be so. I expect Bitcoin to be, you know, $1,300 tomorrow, right? So what I want and what I think is going to happen are two very different things, right? All right, guys. Oh, my computer just notified me that I have 10% battery left. I do drain the battery quick when I stream video and run a million apps, even though it's a pretty good computer, and I will be updating it this summer. All right, guys, I'm off to Helsinki, and then I got to connect and go to Hong Kong. I will be, I mean, maybe I'll have some internet in Helsinki, but other than that, expect me to be MIA for potentially over 24 hours. Hopefully, Bitcoin and S&P don't do something totally crazy while I am in the air. Good luck trading. Please check out Understanding Bitcoin event in Malta, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye, guys.